Welcome to Animal Rescue Postmortem, where we analyze animal rescue videos from around the world, breaking down techniques, outcomes, and the critical decisions that make these rescues succeed or fail. Hosted by Chief Carmack, who holds certifications in multiple technical rescue specialties and has over 40 years of experience in human and animal rescue. Get ready for an insightful look at these life-saving operations.
Volume 9, video number 10, Moose in a Tar Pit. This is someplace in the Eastern Bloc. I don't know if it's like Ukraine or Russia, wherever. I suspect that it's Russia, but I don't know. I can't tell the difference between languages over there. Oh, okay, yeah. Looks like a tar pit, or this is where everybody just dumps their motor oil when they've changed it. I don't know. I don't know anything about where they are, so I couldn't address that. But I mean, clearly it looks like some kind of oil to me, based on where it is. But it's kind of sludgy, which looks like, you know, it's motor oil that's been in your car for a while, or it's like a tar pit. So let's stop it right there for a moment. If I can get this VCL player to work, let me look at my notes. Alright, so in a situation like this, one, they're not using any kind of PPE, and the thing to consider in a circumstance like this, with this tar pit situation, is anything that you use to perform this rescue may very well be contaminated beyond reuse. So you may have, you could, if you're wearing a new set of turnouts and you get it contaminated in this, you may be throwing away, you know, $500 pair of turnouts, or they're actually like $1,000 now or something. So be cautious of what you use to perform a rescue like this, based on the contaminants, and you may never be able to use that item again. My notes also say chemical decontamination is a possibility and primary concern, and then be prepared to dispose of equipment that cannot be decontaminated. And then, alright, so let me get the pointer out. What I believe I'm looking at here is a sling. This is a web sling that's being used in a noose form that looks like it's connected to a winch. Do not ever winch an animal out by any of its parts from any circumstances without having first made sure that it is released. You do not want to pull the animal to pieces or snap its cervical spine or do any other kind of damage. Or what are you there for? You might as well just euthanize the animal in place and leave it. If you're gonna do things like that. Okay, so let's let this play out. We've got that noose there around its neck. This is my human rescue people. Tell me when is it appropriate to use a patient's cervical spine to extricate them? Put it down in the comments, because I know what the answer is. I know you know what the answer is, but I want to make sure other people get the answer. Did you put it down there? Fine. The answer is never. We don't move patients or use their cervical spine to extricate them. That's just not an appropriate use of the C-spine. So, alright, that said, they are attempting to get it up here. Finally, they put the sling around the legs, which is appropriate. And they're using the vehicle power to move it, which is fine as long as there's no other body part or something connected to the animal that would pull it to pieces, right? Because we don't want to do that. And then, are they using diesel to clean this thing? I mean, I don't know. It looks, based on what we saw and that sludge that they were in, I believe they're using diesel to clean that off. Because I can't imagine water would remove that. I mean, if you've ever worked on a vehicle and you've got oil and grease and stuff on your hands, water's not going to get rid of that. You're going to need something like, you know, you're going to need, for this job here, we need 50 gallons of Gojo hand cleaner. I don't see any other way around it. Or if you're Russian, you just get a jerry can full of diesel. That'll solve it. And then I think this guy here is like a veterinarian here, because at this point this animal looks like it's sedated, and I would be very tempted to sedate it while we tried to do a decon on it to the best of our abilities out here in the field. And then I want to stop it here for just a minute. They're trying to get this into this trailer, and they're meeting a bunch of resistance. If you meet resistance on something, everybody that does technical rescue knows this. Anytime you incur resistance on something, you need to stop and double check everything. Check your rigging. Check where this animal is. Has it been impaled by something down here on the gate, and all you're doing is driving in deeper into the body? That all needs to be checked before you just, all right, let's get the winches and the cranes out and start doing things. All right? And then once again, C-spine. That's not how we move animals. Pull on its legs here. That's completely appropriate. You see how it does start moving here a little bit, but sedation override is a thing, and a real possibility. I've had it happen to me before. The animal may have sedation override for a few seconds or so, but then as soon as the stimuli stops, it will go back. We're going to go back down. And then here's me looking like when I used to go drinking. There's Big Boss trying to get up off his falling down. Sorry, I had to interject that. And then happily ever after, right? All right, so we're going to go back to the beginning here real quick while that thing run. Well, I'll just let it play out. Decon, contaminated PPE is a possibility that may never be seen again or reused again. And then chemical immobilization is probably a good option for this, just to make it easier and quicker to get the animal out. And then using proper techniques. Let's do, instead of tying the instead of doing the sling around just the front legs, why not do a forward assist sling? So that's around the torso and stand by. You like what you're watching right now? I want to take a brief moment to remind you how important it is that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's absolutely free. Give us a big thumbs up if you like what you're seeing. Leave a comment down below. Share it across your social media. Visit our website where you'll find good information on emergency and disaster preparedness. And please make a donation. We're funded totally by donations and generous people like you. Okay, let's get back to the video. Okay, I'm back. From your, well, I guess from your perspective, you would be we're looking at that moose, and we're looking at it from the hind side here up towards the head. Figure out how to get that in frame properly. So we're going to do a forward assist on that. I think that's the best course of action. We could pull it by its legs here, and that's okay, but that's really in an emergency. The choice would be to do a forward assist sling. So what is that? That's a real simple one. It goes around the back, okay? Like this. Let's see if I can get this so you can see. It goes all the way around the back like that. And then comes up through the front legs. Okay, you see that? Now we've got a big portion of the torso. That is, we're using the body and the girth of the body to help distribute that weight that's going to be pulled against on the sling that you're using. Okay, and then you want to pull the animal out that way. We could do the exact same thing if it was, let's say we were trying to pull it out from the rear. We could do the exact same thing from the rear. Let me get it around that tail. I don't want to break this model. These are hard to find. Alright, so we could do the same thing on the rear. And we're pulling it out. Let's see if I can or pulling. Do you see what I mean? So that could be used on the forward or rear. Sling assist. You can't imagine how difficult this is. It's like trying to do something in the mirror. Alright, where everything's backwards. It should seem easy for me because my brain is backwards. Alright, so that's enough of that. You get the point. A forward sling assist. So we're going to do a forward sling assist. Where's my... this here. We're going to do the forward sling assist right around the torso here, and then you use the people or the vehicle to pull it up. And another thing to consider here, but also consider how expensive your rope rescue gear is. Just put a haul system in, and then use manpower. Excuse me. Use manpower to pull that up instead of the vehicle or a winch. And then if something starts going wrong, you're less likely to cause injuries doing that. That's just my opinion. Okay. I think I've already said what needed to be said about it. That's it.